Hello students, today we are going to start another topic in our sociology, that is social organization. So let's see what is organization and what is social organization. So when the word organization comes into our mind, the organization, that means something which is in a well organized manner, we can say. The two different individuals or two different persons are having some relationships, two different parts are having some interrelationships with each other, and they are having some specific goals in their mind, and to accomplish that goal they are in contact. So that type of things are called as your organization. So when we talk about this same thing, organization, in our sociology, that is our social organization. So social organization, we can say that when the individuals or two different individuals are having a social relationship, at that time we can consider it as our social organization. For an example, the family. If we talk about the family, among the family members, there will be the social relations, the giving and taking relationships will be there. That type of behavior will be there. So that social relationships will be called as your social organization. So whenever the individuals are having a social relationship in between each other, at that time we can call them we can call it a social organization. So you can see in this image, the different individuals are connected with each other in different aspects. So that actually means as a social organization, that the one part of the society is having the connection or a relationship with the other part of the society. So that is your social organization. So as we have seen, the social organization, that is the vast part of the society. We can consider this social organization as a part of society, because as we know, the society is made up of the individuals. So here the individuals are there. So one individual, two individual, and one there will be the lots of individual. They are going to make one group. Either it is a small group or a large group, and this group, the different groups are going to make institutions, or we can say the associations, and these all things are called as the social association. That means in the society, when the different individuals are coming together, they are establishing a social relationship with each other. At that time, that individuals are going to form one group, and that groups are different groups are having a different goals. They are having a different activity level. They are having a different goals in their mind. So that all the things that makes them institutions. So for an example, if we talk about the institutions, we have the formal institutions and the informal institutions or organization, we can say. So in that, the family is also one institution, because the family will have some cultural goals or customs they will have. The family norms will be there. So that will make that family to run properly in the society. So that type of different social institutions we have, that also we'll see. So that is your institutions, and these institutions, the actual part of the society. So that institutions and the connection between these different institutions or the association, we can say. So that is your social organization, that all the institutions are working together with each other by contact with each other. So the interrelationships are there, and that makes a social organization. So that social organization is clear now. Let's see the definition of this social organization. So here we have taken three definitions given by a different sociologists in your social organization. So the first definition is given by Elliot and Merrill. So according to Elliot and Merrill, social organization, it is a state of being, a condition in which the various institutions in a society are functioning in accordance with the recognized or implied purposes. That means, as earlier we have seen in the introduction, that the individuals or a part of the society or the institutions will have an interconnection with each other. The association will be there. The interpersonal relationship will be there in the different individuals. So that makes the interconnection of one group with the other group or one individual with the other individual makes the social organization. So that is only the thing. Social organization, it is a state of being. That means it is a situation, or we can say it is a condition in which the various institutions are there. Those who are having a different goals or a purposes in their mind, and with that purposes they are establishing interpersonal relationship among different group. So that is called as your social organization. So what I have explained, that is only written over here. The various institutions in a society are functioning in accordance with their recognized or implied purposes. That means what all the institutions we have in the society, that all the institutions are carried out their functions with the accordance of each other. That means one institution is dependent on other institutions and the other institution is dependent on the another institutions. So that interdependence is there among the these institutions. So that makes one social organization, and with that accordance, what purposes they have in their mind, that purposes they are implying. If we talk about the example according to this definition, so the first institution we can say, that is your marriage. So the marriage is interdependent with the family as well, because that after doing a marriage or after getting in this marital relationships, that the individuals are going to involve in the family. So the further there is a connection between this marriage and the family. Apart from that, the family, different families will together and they are forming some other institutions. For an example, the other groups, social groups we have, the one family members and the another family members, or the different society members. Even if we talk about the informal these institutions or organizations, then your courts are there, the education organization is also there. So the each and every organizations are doing their functions in accordance with each other. That means they are interconnected with each other. The individual existence of any organization is very difficult, because if only the family will be there, and if there won't be any educational institute, how the children of their family members, how they are going to get education or a qualification. So the accordance of each and every institutions are there. So that is your social organizations, and that all the institutions are also having the purposes in their mind, that what are their need, what is going to satisfy their need, and based on that they are going to run. So based on that they are going to develop a interpersonal relationship, and that is called as your social organization. So that is one definition which is given by Eliot and Merrill. Then the another definition for the social organization, which here we have taken, which is given by Lumley. So according to Lumley, social organization is a whole composed of cooperating specialized parts. That means the social organization, we are considering it as a whole. Though it is a whole, that means though it is a single part, it has a different part, and that all the different parts are cooperating each other. That means to carry out the functions of the family, the education system is supporting, or the society is supporting, or the different families are supporting each other. So this is how the social organization is a whole thing, and it is composed of cooperating specialized part. That means one family will be cooperated by the another family, or a marriage will cooperate the family, the education will cooperate the family, the other things, the other institutions will cooperate all these things. So this is how that makes a different organizations, and the different parts are coming together. That means we are going to consider it as a whole thing. So which is that social organization, and that social organization which is whole in a nature, it is composed of what? A different part of the society, or a different groups, we can say the different social groups or a different social institutions. So that is called as your social organization according to Lumley. So that is your second definition of social organization. Let's see the another definition for this social organization. So this definition is given by Ernest Jones. According to Ernest Jones, social organization is the system by which the parts of society are related to each other and to the whole society in a meaningful way. Meaningful way in the sense of, again, they are having a specific goals in their mind, they are having a specific need in their mind, and to satisfy that need, they are coming in accordance, they are establishing interpersonal relationship. So, according to Ernest Jones, a social organization is one system. System in the sense of, whenever the system is there, the different functions, the different parts will be there, and all the parts are going to carry out different functions in association with each other. So that type of things will be there in the system by which the part of the society, that means a different part of the society, either it is a different areas or a different groups, social groups, different institutions. So this different parts of the society are related to each other. So as we have seen, the family is related to the marriage, the education system is also related to the family, the society is also related to the family. So the relation is there between different social group, and that relation is really in a meaningful way. That means the meaning is there, not for a sake of anything we are having this interpersonal relationship, but we are having a specific goals or a specific purpose in our mind, and to fulfill our needs, the interpersonal relationships are there, the cooperation is there, the relationships what socially we are going to establish. So that is called as social organization. So ultimately, if we talk about the social organization, what it is, when the different part of the society as a whole we are going to consider it, it is called as your social organization. Different social group, so that is your social organization. When one individuals are establishing interpersonal relationship or a communication with each other, at that time we consider it as a social organization. So that is about your definitions of social organization. So which is, we have seen the definitions given by Ernest Jones. Previously we have seen the Lumley and Elliot and Mary. So that three definitions we have seen. Then after the definition, next we have the types of social organization. So here there are different types of social organization. What examples we have seen, that is also that. So the first type of social organization, you can see school, colleges and universities. So the school, colleges and universities are considered as your educational organization. These different parts are there, or we can say the different groups are there, and that is forming as a whole, that is forming one system or one association we can say, or one organization we can say. So that is your educational organization. So this is your educational organization, because the functions what they are going to carry out, that is giving education to the people. So that is, so these are your educational or the formal organizations we can say, because the formal rules will be there which won't be much non-flexible. So that type of rules will be there, the strict norms will be there. So that is your educational organization. Then if we talk about the next social organization, that is your state. So when we talk about the state, that means the whole state. If we talk about the Gujarat or the another Maharashtra state or a different state, so that also makes one social organization, and this type of social organizations are called as your political organization, because the political aspects will be there, the political functions will be there in this type of group. So that's why it is called as political organization. Then also we have the bank, so which is your formal organization. Bank, so in bank also there will be the interactions between the individuals, so that is your formal organization. Then next we have the factory. So factory, that means the production will be there, the manufacturing will be there, the sale will be there, the distribution will be there. That means the functions which are related to your economical structures, that type of functions will be there. So that's why the factory is considered as your economical organization. And your church. So this is the another example of the social organization, church, or we can take as a temple. So that is which type of organization? So that is your religious organization, because religious functions we are going to do in this type of organization. So these all are the types of organization. Based on their functions, based on the purposes, they have a different categorization, as an educational or a political or a economical or a formal or a religious. So these are the types of social organization. Then after this, next we have the interrelationship. Interrelationships in the sense of interrelationship of the social organization with your society, we can say. So if we talk about the interrelationship, that means the social organization is having some connection with the society as well, or with the other aspects of the society as well. So the society is a vast system. As we know, the society is a really vast system, because already we have discussed, when we talk about the system, different parts are there. All the parts are having a specific roles and responsibilities. In accordance, all the parts are working with each other. They are sharing roles and responsibilities. So that type of structure is that, and they are doing some specific functions. So that is your system. So society, if we talk, then society is a very vast, the broad aspect it has. So the society is your vast system, because so many social institutions are there, the organizations are there, the individuals are there, the different relationships they are having a different goals in each other's mind. So this is how this society is a vast system. The social organization of this system is the interrelationship of its constituents. So the social organization, so one is the society, and in the society social organizations are there. So this social organization of this system, that is your society, it is the interrelationship of its constituents. That means the constituents of the social organization, it has a relationship with the society. So if we talk about the constituents of this social organization, we can say the associations, any institutes, the social groups. So these are called as constituents of this social organizations. So that's why these are the part of the system. That means these are the part of the social system, or the system of the society, we can say. As we have seen in the system, in the society system, there will be the different parts. So these are the constituents, we can say. So these constituents are having a relationship with each other. The one is having the relationship with each other, with other. So this is how they are having a different interrelationships. So that's why this is how they are connected with each other. A society can be described as organized only when all these various organ in the sense of all your social groups, all your institutions, all your associations, when this all the part of the society system, when they works together, in which type of manner? All these various organs they have considered as organs, because as we have the human body, in our human body we have a different organs in our body, and all the organs are working to survive our life, right? So this is how they are having the interconnection or interrelationship with each other. The digestive system is dependent on the circulatory system. The renal system is also dependent, and they are also dependent on the nervous system. So this is how all the systems are working together. The interaction is there, and this is how, if they will work in a balance with each other, they are going to do the harmonious or a synchronized functions in our body. If any one system will be altered, the disturbance will be there in our body, right? So likewise, in the social organization, what constituents we have, that all the constituents should have a great connection with each other, the good interpersonal relationship, the synchronity it should have, the harmonious balance it should have. Otherwise, all the disturbance will be there, the lack of the adjustment will lead to the problems in that social organizations, and that organizations won't work properly. So this is how the different organ should work smoothly and without friction and adequately perform their function. The smooth going things should be there, the friction should not be there, the conflict should not be there, and also this is how they are going to perform the proper functions. What different functions to carry out, what type of functions they are there, then only they are going to carry out that type of smooth work, and that functions will be there. So this is how it should be. So in the interrelationship of this social organization, so also the social organization is having a relationship with the social group. So the social organization and the social groups are also interconnected. So if we talk about the groups or a social group, the group is a part of the social organization. As we have seen, one social organization, it has a different group or a different part. So social group is a part of the organization. It is a part of the social organization. The process of integration and differentiation always continue actively. So the one thing is integration and the another thing is differentiation, and this integration and differentiation is going to divide that groups in a small parts or in a large part, or that is going to integrate it. So the process of integration and differentiation always continue actively, as a result of which large groups are constantly being or divided into smaller ones, while the smaller ones are integrated into big groups. So this integration and differentiation, what it is going to do? The integration is going to integrate the different small groups, and that small groups will become one large group or a complex group. For an example, the family, the marriage, so that group are going to be integrated, and that is going to be the society. In one society, where in one area where we are living, So so many families will be there, so many marriages will be there, the group of children will be there, and that all the things, the integrations will be there, and that is going to make one whole society. So this is how the integrations are going to make a large number of the social organizations or big groups. The integration of big groups will be there, in the form of big groups will be there, or that is going to differentiate all these things. For an example, from family, we can convert it into the nuclear family. So the nuclear family, that means the dissemination, or we can say the differentiation has been done, and this differentiation will divide that group, and the number of group members will be decreased and the group size will be smaller. So this integration and differentiation will help to enlarge the group as well as to diminish or to reduce the strength of the group. Then these are the processes of social organization. So that is the process of social organization. That actually what social organization is doing. It is doing integration and doing disorganization, or we can say the differentiation or disseminations it is doing. So that differentiation, that means it is making different parts. For an example, the 10th standards classroom is that the 60 students are there, then we are going to divide that students in the category of average, good, poor, excellent. So that will be converted into the small group. Differentiation will be there. So that differentiation is going to divide, or that is going to reduce the number of group member and the group size. And this is how the social organization, it is based upon your social group. So that means the social group and the social organizations are having some interrelationship with each other. So that it is. And this, the same thing, the relationship of the social group and the social organization, furtherly it was explained by this George Peter Murdoch. So according to this George Peter Murdoch, the social organization is the organization in a small groups. So according to him, the small groups are there, and in between them the relationships are there. So if we talk about the small groups, so particularly in those groups which are based on age, that means the groups are there, the small groups are there, and on what characteristics the groups are there, so that is your age. That means the one specific age group, so that will be considered as your one social group. Then your blood relationship, what individuals are having a blood relationship, so that will be your considered as the another group, or we can say the another social group. For an example, your mother, father, the grandparents, or children's. So that is the relationships, those who are having a blood relationship with each other. So that is also, because that is also establishing a one type of relationship among the individuals only. So that's why they are also one social group and they are forming a social organization. Then the next characteristics is your occupation. When the individual is having a same occupation, at that type of individuals will make a one another same characteristics, they will be having the occupation and they will form a one group. Then the habitation in the sense of the people, those who are having the same culture, or they are following the same norms or a same religion, or the manner of living or a pattern of livings are same, that will be considered as your same habitation. That means any specific characteristics, they are similar characteristics they are following. So that it is when, then the next is when the individuals are having a ownership of property, the one single property, and they are the so many peoples are the owner of that property. And the status are equal of each and every individuals in a specific group. So these all the characteristics when the individuals are having, they will be considered as the social group. Then the social organization can be said to be the pattern of intergroup relationship, because all the groups will involve in the interaction pattern. So that's why the intergroup relationship will be there, and that's why the social organizations are called as a pattern of social group interaction, or the intergroup relationships will be there. And these relationships are the natural relations of various groups in any society. In any group of the people or in any society, if we talk about this type of things, then it will be the natural things. That is not something artificial. For an example, in one classroom, there will be the 10th classroom, there will be the specific category of the people. That means the age group will be similar of that all the students, those who are studying in the 10th standard. So that this is how, if we talk about the one family, then in that one family, the individuals will have a blood relationship. So that is a specific another group. So this is how the natural relations they are establishing, and that makes them a one social group, and that's make them the social organization, as they are having a relationship with each other in the form of any natural characteristics. And that's why it is depends upon its social organization. That means the interactions between that among that groups. So that is your interdependence, we can say, or the interrelationship of your social group and your social organization is there. After that, next we have, that is our elements of social organization. So here we have some elements, that means the some specific components we can say what our social organization is having. So the first one is a social group or a society. That means the social organization is having a social group. The social group which the member of which group are having a relationship with each other, or that different groups are coming together and they are having the interrelationship with each other, they are forming the whole part of the society. So the social group or a society is one aspect or one element of our social organization. Then the organization of society into an interrelated hierarchy of groups and status level. So as we have seen, the group member will be having a relationship with each other. The interrelationship will be there. So that relationship, that means the organization of society into an interrelated hierarchy of groups. That means the hierarchy, that means the levels will be there. The upper level, the lower level, the higher level or the lower level or the middle level, that type of hierarchy will be there. For an example, in family members also we have the hierarchy, the seniors or the juniors or the children's. So the hierarchy will be there and the status level will be there. The status will be there of that particular group. So that is the another element or another specific component of this social organization. We can say that the group members will have a hierarchy among them, or they will have the status level. Then the third element of social organization is the process whereby all the groups and persons in a society cooperate. That means cooperate will be there. Cooperation will be there. That means each group member, each and every group members, the interactions between them and they are going to cooperate each other. There won't be any conflicts kind of thing, but the cooperation will be there. The one individual will be helping the another individual. So that type of cooperation will be there. Cooperate in their willingness to give elegance to their value system. That means to give elegance to their value system. That means whatever unnecessary things are there or whatever things which is escape, so that type of the bad things or the wrong things, to avoid that, the willingness will be there. The cooperation will be there among that group members. So that it is. Then the another element of this social organization is the condition which there is a high degree or order and integration in the social practices, values and ideologies in a society with a minimum of ambiguity and conflict among them. That means there won't be so much conflicts or problems in that groups, and instead of that conflicts and everything, they will have the integration, signless of purpose, singleness of purpose. So the singleness of purpose, that means it doesn't mean that one group is there, all the group member will have a different willingness or their purposes will be there, but the singleness of purpose will be there. That means the whole group, the purpose of the whole group will be directed towards only one specific single purpose. So that type of specific one goal will be there. So the integrations will be there in the social practices. That means how to behave in that family, how to behave in that social practices. For an example, one family is that, so the whole family members will have a same goals or a same single purpose, that they need to develop a harmonious relationship with the society member. They need to maintain the balance between their family and the society. So this is how, keeping in all this type of things, the family will be well mannered or well behaved whenever they are going in the society. So the singleness will be there, the singleness of the purposes will be there, the values and ideologies, and in a society as well, with a minimum of ambiguity and conflict among them. That means very less conflicts among the members will be there, and with that the values and ideologies. That means the integration will be there, the integration of the individuals will be there even in the social practices. That means what type of social practices or activities they are doing, so they will do in a same manner. So the social practices will be the harmonious, the values and ideas. So ideas will be also the same, the values, that means what type of things are important for them, what are the things which matters to them. So that all the things will be the similar only. The singleness of purpose, that means the integration of all that things will be there. So that's why it will be able to maintain the harmonious or a synchronization between that things. So that is your one another element we can say, that is the integration. Then the next element of this social organization is the customary and regular relationships among people, the regular ways that people usually behave towards each other. That means the regularity will be there, in the manner of behavior the regularism will be there. That means in a same manner or in a same behavior they are going to behave with each other. The constant communication also will be there, the regular relationships will be there. It doesn't mean that for a while they will talk and for a long time of period again the break will be there, but the constant relationship will be there, the way of behaving with them will be the similar. So that type of similarities or regularity we can say. And the customary in the sense of the same customs or the same beliefs they are going to hold, the traditions will be same, so that all the similar things they will be involved in. So that all are the elements of your social organization. Then after the elements of social organization, next subtopic in our social organization we have, that is your characteristics of social organization. So what all the characteristics our social organization is having? So this characteristics has been divided into a different areas. So one by one all the areas we are going to see. So the first one is your functioning of society. That means how these social organizations are going to carry out their function in the society. So the functioning of societies, how the society is going to work. So that it is. So the first is pre-literate human groups. That means pre-literate human groups. So that is also one characteristics of this type of social organization. Before literating, that means the illiterate people of the group of people before getting the knowledge. So before getting the literacy, so that type of group also will be considered as the social organization. Then form of families. That means different types of families, different forms of families, extended families or a blended families or a single families or a nuclear families. So this type of different forms of families will be there. So that is the another characteristics. Then the next is hunting parties. Hunting, that means killing some animals for using the food. So that type of one group will be there. That is your hunting parties. So that will be the specific group which is going to hunt the animals for using them as a food. Then the another one will be your ceremonial organization. That means to carry out all the ceremonies in the society, there will be specific organizations which will be helping them to implement or to carry out some ceremonies, to plan some ceremonies. So that, then the another one is your religious place. The religious places will be there. So that is also the characteristics of the functioning of societies. The religious place in the sense of mosque will be there, the churches will be there, the temples will be there. So that also will be considered as one social organization. So that is the characteristics of your social organization in one area, that is functioning of society. Then here we have some another characteristics in the area of education and recreation. So education and recreational functions. So in this educational, that means we are giving education, that organization is going to provide some educations, and recreation. Some recreation they are going to provide, some entertainment they are going to provide, some diversion they are going to provide. So that type of, in that the characteristics as a social organization is your school. So school will be the social organization where the students are going to get the education. Then the college is the same educational organization. Then the university, so that is also. And if we talk about the recreational functions, then we have the cinema houses. The recreation, to freshen up our mind, we are going in this type of cinema houses, or we can say the sports club, because in sports club also there will be the different individuals or different people will be there with whom we are going to interact, or the getting the membership in this type of sports club, the administrative areas and everywhere also we are going to interact, and we are going to establish a relationship. We are getting a membership of that specific sports club. So that is also. And the another one is your entertainment club. Sometimes in the gardens or somewhere this type of entertainment club will be there, the laughing club will be there. So that type of things, the old aged peoples are clubbing or merging with each other and they are doing some entertainment. So that is your education and recreational functions of your social organization. Then the next one we have, that is your multi-purpose function. So multi-purpose, that means in so many areas, everywhere we can say. So that type of characteristics, in that we have the family will be everywhere, the family members will be everywhere. So that is your family. Then your religion, then government, the education, and regulation of sex relations. Regulation of sex relations in the sense of the husband and wife's relations. So that is your multi-purpose function. Then the next we have, that is form of associations. So this type of associations will be there: parent-teacher association and athletic club. So there will be the association of parent and teacher. So that's why they can discuss with each other that what type of new things they can implement in to make that education in a good way. So, or we can say to get a improvement in that education system. So that is the parent teacher associations will be there, the athletic club will be there, where all the physically and mentally strong peoples will be there to play some games and everything. So that type of athletic club will be there. Then we have some formal or informal organization. So formal organization and informal, where the rules and regulations will be very strict or inflexible, we can say. So that type of things are your formal, and in your informal, the flexible rules and regulations will be there. So that type of the formal and informal organization, if we talk, then bank we have, the hospital we have, the army we have with the rigid rules or norms, the court, corporation, political parties. So these are the another characteristics. Then we have the social welfare organization. That means for doing the good things for the society. So that type of organization also we have. So that is a Lions Club, where all the volunteers will be there and they are providing services in the time of need to the society members. So that type of social welfare, the organization which is established to do something good or to do in favor of the society in the crisis situation or in that during the time of need. So that is your Lions Club, Rotary Club, Help Age India, that means they are helping the aged people. Then Age Care India, Old Age Home, the rehabilitation centers, and Red Cross Society. So these all are your social welfare organization for the betterment of society. These all the organizations are working. So these all are, we can say, the characteristics of our social organization. And last topic in this social organization we have, that is your types of social organization. So when we talk about the types of social organization, we have mainly two types of social organization. The one is formal and the another one is informal. So that two types of social organization we have, we'll see this one by one. So the first one we have, that is your formal organization. So when we talk about this formal organization, that means there are specific norms, the rules and regulations are there, the inflexible rules and regulations are there. And when we talk about this formal organization, there will be the formal rules and regulations, and the aim of this type of formal regulations that will be needed in the political area, in the education area, in the economical area. So the social, economical and the educational, to satisfy all this need, we need this type of formal organization. So here are some examples of your formal organization. So that is your any government offices, political parties, courts, universities and hospitals. So these all are your formal organization. So this the formal organizations are exact opposite of our primordial social units, and the dominance, the where we are living, the dominant part is having this formal organizations. The in this modern time, the most or a dominant area we can say, or a dominant organizations what we are in living, so that is your this formal organizations, and they are dominating on us. So that it is. And in contrast to primordial social units, so these are the exact opposite, or we can say the primary social units, which are not at all the formal organizations. So that is your families, tribes, religious groups and caste. Tribes in the sense of with same traditions or with same customs when the peoples are there, the group of peoples are there. So that is. So these are your primordial organizations, and which is exact opposite or exact in the contrast of this type of formal organizations. How? Because this formal organization have some specific characteristics, like it is based on rational legal norms. Rational and logical legal norms are there. For an example, code. So the specific legal norms will be there, and on that norms they have to work. So that's why. Apart from that, the hierarchy will be there, the seniority or juniority, that type of hierarchy will be there, the different level of work will be there, and all the levels are having a different work to carried out. Then the different status they are going to carry, the different functions they have, the different roles and responsibilities they have, the division of work is there. So that's why it is a based on rational legal form. Then the complex structural arrangement. The complex structural arrangement, structure, that means the parts of that specific organizations, they have assigned a different work, and all the parts are doing a different functions. So that type of specific framework what it is giving to the organization, so that is your structure. So in this, if we talk about the formal social organization, it is having the complex structural arrangement, because it has so many designations, so many positions it is having, the responsibilities of the individuals at each levels are different, the rules and regulations are different at each levels. So that's why it is called as the complex structural arrangement compared to your informal organization. Then also it has a differential prestige. Differential prestige in the sense of the independency of the individual. At what place they are working, or in what position they are having, based on that the status of that individuals will be different, or independent status will be there based on what type of work they are doing. So that it is differential prestige it has. More inflexible compared to the informal type of social organization. More inflexible, that means whatever norms or rules and regulation that formal organization is having, that are not easily changeable. No one can easily change that rules and regulations. No one can, the norms will be rarely changed, or very difficultly that is going to be changed. So that's why it is a more inflexible. Communication is indirect, non-intimate, and goal oriented to an end. So that's why in this type of formal organization, as we have seen, the structural arrangement is very complex. The hierarchy is there, the different levels are there, the different departments are there, and because of that, very less face-to-face contacts are there, the emotions are not there, because only with the purpose of work the individuals are attached with each other. So the intimate relationships, or we can say the non-intimate, that means the emotions are not attached with the individuals. So that type of indirect communication, that means directly they are not going to communicate with each other, and that is a goal oriented. That means that organization will start with some specific goals in their mind, and till the end that goal will be there, and in that direction to achieve that specific goals they are going to work with each other, or the relationship will be there. So this is how that is called as formal organization. The examples already we have seen, that is your court or education or a college or universities and everywhere, or a political parties. So that is all about your formal organization. The exact opposite of this formal organization that we have, the next one is your informal organization, which is not a formal in the nature. So in the formal organization, the relationship was not much intimate, but here the intimate relationships will be there. It was inflexible, but this informal organizations will be little bit flexible. So if we talk about the informal organization compared to your formal organization, the group size will be small. That means a small groups will be there with the intimate relationship with each other. So the examples of this informal organizations are friendship group, then gangs and peer groups. Any gangs are there, any friend circles are there, or any peer group. That means the group members, the peer groups will be there. So that type of There's organizations or social organizations are called as your informal organization. And the development of information in these organizations will be done through banks, colleges, universities, business places and hospitals. So these all are the organizations which is providing the information, or the development of information for all this type of informal group will be done by this area. So that it is. If we talk about the characteristics of this type of informal social organization, then it is exact opposite of your previous one, that was your formal organization. So as we have seen, the complex structural arrangement it was having in the formal organization, but here the friends are there, the peer groups are there, so the arrangement won't be that much complicated. The simple arrangement will be that, the structural arrangement will be the simple. At the same time, the group size will be small because so many departments are not there or not much members are there. So that's why the smaller in the size. Then the next is consist of role and statuses. That means the group members are having a roles. What type of roles? In the sense of the role of one friend with the another friend or with the family member. So the roles will be there and the status of that individuals will be there in that group. They are having the personal relationship. There was the professional relationships, mainly it will be there, but here they are having the personal relationship with each other. More flexible, according to their need, according to their convenience, the rules and regulations can be changed. So that's why it is a more flexible or convenient. And the size of the group is very small, so that's why the communication is direct, face to face and intimate, because all the individuals are interconnected with each other in the emotional manner. So the emotional connection is there. So the intimate relationships, this is how we can say. Then the direct contact will be possible because small size of the groups are there. So directly they are going to talk with each other. The hierarchies or the levels they are not going to keep in their mind. And the face-to-face communication will also be there. So this is the characteristics of your informal organization. So that is your types of social organization, and this is about your social organization. So ultimately what we have seen in this social organization, that is your interaction between the individuals or between the people and the association among the constituents of this social organization or a society, that is your associations, social groups and institutions. So that will be considered as your social organization. So in this, the different definitions we have seen, then also we have seen the elements of social organization, the different characteristics we have seen, the interrelationship of this social organization with the social group also we have seen, and with the society also we have seen, and at last the types of social organization, in that the formal and informal social organization. So that's it about your today's topic, that is your social organization. Thank you.